My bold eagle heart is beating pure blue right now because our player in the top side here is going to end up getting spanked. I was looking at the wrong player. It's going to be fine. It is, of course, the newest pickup from Storm, and congratulations to them. It's Namshar.
And the opponent spawning in the southwest position, the king, the captain of American StarCraft, he is MCanning!
Oh, woo. Ooh, ooh, oh my god.
And he's gearing in the forge. Rev up those fryers, because I sure am hungry for some photon cannons.
Yeah, a little bit of Haldir to start the day off here. That's
he knows. Look, he knows the Overlord. He knew the Overlord. He knew where it was going. Oh my god.
Transcended.
He's too smart. We can't comprehend it.
Give him Cyril.
He must be stopped.
We all need to band together. There's a new Ultron in town, and his name is Chris Canning. I want to see a ton of MCanning emotes in chat as he does go for a little bit of the cheese here. Instant cancel from Namshar. I like that. Of course.
Spam this can to help out Can.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This is so frustrating. 2 cancels, gateways go down, and right now we're lining up here for a very, very aggressive opening from MCanning. He's not taking it. Namshar known as a macro player, so this is really smart. And I mean, dodging the Overlord, you can tell that Chris has really, really done his research. I guess both Chris, I have to be careful here, as to how Namshar's been playing.
Wait, is Namshar's name Chris?
Yeah, well, Christopher, yeah.
Christopher, okay. For some reason, I feel like every time I've tried to call it Christoph or Christopher Chris, they're always like, no. I don't know. Sorry. He's getting a lot of spines, but if you're building them right in front of the cannons,
the cannons finish first.
The cannons, first of all, cannons build faster, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good difference.
Like
and well, the cannons don't do bonus damage to spines.
Oh, the pros. This is nice.
Yeah. The problem with this is that he's also, it's like you're trying to protect your drones, but at the same time, the spine crawlers are your drones.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, spines will finish, but I'm not so sure this is the best move here from Namshar. He immediately has to fall back. He's going to, no, he doesn't even get to save the drone, I don't think, does he?
I mean,
and now Zealot's joining the fray, going to be able to just run around these very immobile units. We should have a Cybercore on the way, and that's exactly what it is. A bit of a mistake here from MCanning, but, you know, we're all human here. Even gods make mistakes sometimes. I mean, just look at the Protoss race.
Oh, he killed his own cannon there. Was that, I think it's so the probe can get out. I'm not 100%
no, the probe
sure.
can get out anyway.
Oh, he's going to put a battery there. No, you're right. He's going to put a battery.
Yeah.
Smart.
He's
going to build a robo?
Going down, yeah. That's exactly
what I'm waiting for. I guess he could do Void Rays if he wants to style on him.
This is so good here for MCanning as well. Finding this hidden expansion from Namshar. Namshar, his spawning pool is down. He can make some lings and maybe look to counterattack at some point. What does MCanning have in his wall at home? Is it complete? I'm
going to be honest with you, man. There's only one response to this that I actually really like, and it's Cyril's response. No, I like Cyril's response, right? I feel like I don't see him lose to this as much. Maybe he lost recently and someone will laugh at me, but like, I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like the highest success rate I see is when people just try to rush Ravagers as fast as humanly possible. Although that doesn't guarantee anything, but I'm pretty sure based on what I'm seeing right now that, I'm sorry, I think Namshar might just be like super dead here.
I think Namshar might be super omega dead in this point. Queen's starting to fall down, and there's nothing in the main. There's a few lings coming out.
Here.
How many black trees are we looking at? Only one so far, but I mean, Stalker's joining. These Stalkers just able to trade so efficiently.
One kind of gets caught, but then it's like, bro, my shield battery is within range of your Nexus, so excuse me.
Queen,
he's gonna start at Nidus. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna Nidus 20 drones into MCanning's main and try to build hatcheries? Steal his gas?
And also, MCanning's already seeing this Nidus, and he's just going to shoot it. Stalker's too good. There's not enough lings here either.
Well, if you overextend. Careful, mate.
Careful. Slowly. Now, okay.
Okay, well,
right, Chrissy dance moves. Namshar able to pull out a couple of sleek moves here on the creep dance floor. The Nidus getting close to completing. Lings coming in from the flank. That's not good. Don't F2 your Lings, Namshar. But behind this,
well, if he sends the lings into the worm, then he can't protect his drones.
Yeah.
So checkmate. I don't know. He is building drones at the other base. He does have 6 mining drones at the hidden base. Not really hidden, but the other base.
Yeah,
the base out yonder. The base out yonder. Oh, those Zerglings about to finish. Possibly.
Yeah.
Nope.
MCanning
Can he even?
Better.
Oh, you want to know what? You get for all the people that want to complain about Nidus worms, he can't even afford to build one. That's
funny to Nidus.
Isn't it 75? They made it 75 gas, right? He only has 50, so he has to take the extractor at the hidden base, not hidden base. Oh boy. Well, there you go. We got to see our full NA game. But like, what's his plan? Is he gonna put all these lings through when he has a shield battery and cannons?
Is there a cannon?
I don't know.
Or a line? Yes.
He's got to lose his lair. He's gonna lose his lair, and then eventually the spawning pool. And
is he gonna send all the drones? Yeah.
Can he recall the stalkers if he really thinks he's in trouble? Kill this and recall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Recall.
He doesn't even need to do that though. The worm can't do anything.
He's just gonna die.
He's just got like 15 Zerglings. This is the most biased cast of all time, but hey, we've got the American MCanning playing in the America group. What else am I supposed to do but give the fans what they want and tell them how great MCanning is, because he's amazing.
I mean, Namshar's still mining very efficiently. If we take a look at income as it starts to even up, I mean, MCanning mining more, but sporting pool going back down. There's a dark shrine here for MCanning. When behind, ahead, or really just in any situation, drop that dark shrine. Now, what is happening? What is dead?
And the Nidus is dead. So he starts charge. Okay, he's gonna kill the cannon at the wall. I mean, hey, if he finds a way to kill all of his tech, that's great. I do think at some point, since you only have stalkers, I guess he can't build more lings though, can he?
No.
I don't know. Recall the stalkers? Can these stalkers actually go kill this? I don't know. Why doesn't he just expand to Namshar's main?
That would be out.
That's a pretty safe base to take.
There's nothing here though.
He's got 7 photon cannons in front of it. He might as well build a Nexus in there.
Yeah, Stalker's gonna get recalled here. Maybe unnecessary. I'm not sure.
But see, he can't build any more worms. So once he kills this, it's actually kind of nice that the wall got opened up by that. I think the Stalkers might be able to go out now. So he could just warp in another. He has 2 gateways. So I guess he's gonna get 2 DTs and just try to end it with that, which should be enough.
I guess not.
Okay, he can't fit through. The Stalkers are dummy thick.
Oh, yeah. Stalker's all about that base. Gonna have to take down the Forge in order to get out. This game is so insane. Charge coming up. There are how many zealots on the field? Nate, there are 4 zealots. I'm gonna be able to do a lot. How many lings are we looking at? 13. I mean, there's a roach warren coming. There's a spore crawler coming. No, don't.
I mean, he can right-click the spore. If the DTs right-click the spore, I'm pretty sure he'll cancel it. He's trying to do the hold position meme on it, but then you realize that you also don't really have enough stuff to kill 2 targets.
Yeah, they're going to do so much damage.
Fight, then the zealots go in, and here's the stalkers.
I mean, this is falling apart pretty quick for Namshar. He will be able to fend off this wave of assault, but down to just 24 supply, 17 work.
The tenacity is incredible.
He's taking the main of Namshar.
Yeah, well, main bases on StarCraft maps are literally designed to be the safest ones, right? Yep. So if you can steal your opponent's main base in this type of situation, why wouldn't you? Especially since he's got so much defense to cover that base.
When I woke up this morning, this isn't what I expected. But
well, we're on to the Americas game, so this is... Well, I guess this is a way of saying welcome to America, son. These are the StarCraft games we have to give to you. Not as nice and pretty as the rest of the world's, but damn it, we love them. GG MCanning takes game number 1. Well played.
Yeah, very, very nice there from MCanning. He's been so good this entire event with throwing in some hyper aggression, some cheeses. We've seen mothership rushes, but we've also seen him fall back on his disruptor play, which is so solid. And I mean, how can you stop him at this point? He's better than Sarah.
Yeah, literally unstoppable. Yeah, it was actually the clarification that there was no rule requiring you to be human that dog joke I made earlier, MCanning was like, oh, so gods are actually not going to get banned for playing. I can actually reveal my true power since I don't have to be human anymore. And turns out, fun fact, that is actually why he has disabled his limiters and is now just clapping absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
He's become unstoppable.
This is really, really great for us as commentators because MCanning's also been casting and he's bloody good at that. So at least if he's playing very well, he won't come and steal our jobs. We can be very, very glad for that. Right now, we are getting into map 2, and it is going to be Ice and Chrome. We're sticking to those standard maps, but I don't think this game is going to be anything, any kind of standard here, Nate.
Yeah, I'm hoping for more shenanigans, if I'm being honest with you. MCanning, bringing the pain with that cannon rush. You know, it's almost like it was foretold, right? You know, you can't spell cannons without the can. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Oh my God!
Sometimes it be like that.
For now, let us introduce our players here on Ice and Chrome. In the bottom left, he is Psystorm Gaming's newest player. Big props to them. It's the Swede, Namshar. Swedish flag behind him, he just doesn't realize what he's up against. Look at MCanning's shirt. He's like, this is holiday for him.
Oh yeah. Oh, he feels it. He feels it. In the Northeast, he is MCanning. Well, that's the fun part about playing on the Americas server is that you regularly get free vacations to random corners of the globe. So that's, I believe, one of the reasons why he always wears his tourist shirt when he is playing here.
I'm going to be honest, Nate. I don't think Krefeld, Germany is particularly a great vacation hotspot, but you never know. These players, maybe they love a greasy kebab for €2 at 4 a.m. I know Namshar definitely does. Namshar, fun fact, the best dancer in StarCraft 2. If he gets a couple of Monster Energy drinks in him, he loves to pull out those dance moves. He's bloody good at it. Not quite Hero Marine, but Hero Marine doesn't, again, count as a human.
Well, I mean, you know, the tragedy. Oh, there you go. There's the sprays. The real tragedy of Hero Marine is that he's so large that if he were to actually put that rhythm into his whole body, it would probably cause like a seismic event, right? Yep. Wherever they are. So unfortunately, they don't really allow him to do too much other than the generic male foot tap and slight fist pump, of course. Yeah, with a closed fist, otherwise he'll move too much. You got to be careful. You really got to be careful.
Yeah, and even when he closes his fist, you've got to take it super easy because if that touches you, it's like One Punch Man. Anime reference, you just explode. Oh. This game.
Well, that's fine because he's actually so tall up, he can't really hit you because you're by his toes anyway. True. So yeah. See, this is the best part. Well, see, now you're becoming a real caster. We've gotten to the NA games, and we no longer have to talk about strategy. We just kind of sit here and we just kind of bear with it. And the only people that'd be mad are maybe some really, really tired Europeans that were excited to see Namshar play. But I'm sorry, guys, he had to play MCanning today. So the Adept is going to come out. The Ling is going to go in. There's not much to see. Okay, he does start the Stargate knowing that the Zergling is coming in. But yeah, and of course it gets scouted. Maybe it's bait. I'm not sure. Probably not.
Nate Fanius. I have heard rumors through the StarCraft rumor mill of a mothership rush by a certain Chris Canning against Zerg players.
I don't believe it.
He did it? Yes.
Absolutely not. No way. No.
I kind of
No. Yes.
If anyone could. Okay. Let's just deep breaths. He hasn't got that much gas. He's not taking any gases in his natural yet, just sitting on, I believe, 2 gases, 6 mining it. So I don't think it's going to be like a mothership rush because he'd need more gas. Surely he can't just throw down a fleet beacon here. It should just be like an Oracle's, Phoenix, Void Ray, maybe. It's going to be Void Ray. You
might be surprised at the weird stuff you can do to get your gas going at a decent pace when it comes to doing the tech. At least from a notorious battlecruiser rusher, it's not impossible to get 400 gas that early. The problem is the fleet beacon costs 300 minerals and 200 gas. That's where the problem comes in.
That's baller money. Only like Serral, Raynor can afford that. If you can afford Gucci clothes, you can afford a fleet bacon. But nothing this game. Everything very normal. Void Ray's going to come out, push back those overlords here. Namshar putting them both back on the map.
I'm gonna have to start playing again, man. The only reason I stopped playing so much Protoss is because I'm like, I can't go Stargate and PvZ without just dying because carriers suck. Well, because carriers suck. But I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if I lose. Just building Void Rays and them not being complete and utter garbage at the start of the game does kind of sound fun. Yeah,
it's like
fun times.
It's like heroin dependency. You know it's
God, man.
You know you shouldn't do it, but those Void Rays just hit that spot, you know?
No.
So that's what they do.
Dial it back. We've gone a little too far.
I've gone too far. No, it was always going to happen.
It's like a cannon rushing addiction, you know. It is that
too.
A little more wholesome. We'll go for the more wholesome option.
Forward on the way here. Very well to vote third Nexus for MCanning, who is not going to be bringing down a mothership this game, even though before the game started, I asked him very nicely to. He's not doing it. Twilight Council coming in here, most likely to get charge getting going here, so he can support it. We may see a late Glaives push, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Upgrades going to be quicker here for, MCanning, but Namshar getting his lair won't be too far behind with anything.
Yeah, it turns out that at the end of the day, we really just ended up with a pretty generic PVZ start. Nothing crazy on either side. Void Ray opening was cute, but he's using it the way that the Void Ray was used before the update, right? It is the safety Void Ray. It's going to keep your third largely untouchable unless your opponent makes an absurd number of units, at which point, if you're scouting, you will build another Void Ray and then still hold on. I know a couple players have gone for like 2 to 3, right? Because they want to have some presence, but unfortunately, you know, it's not like they suddenly made the queen a whole lot worse. So you getting any harassed on with Void Rays is like, you know, I think the Zerg player just laughs. It's like laughing-girls.png. You know what I mean? It's just like no.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. Those sprays. Every time I see them, I just feel a little bit worse for Namshar. Namshar not really been able to find anything this game. We'll get in the depth as I say that. The sentries actually could be in a bit of trouble.
This is a really big pickup.
Yeah,
this is a really nice grab.
So important for the push that is to come here from MCanning. Losing 2 of those means he's going to have way less force fields, possibly no Guardian Shield even if he has to use the force field, and it slows MCanning down. MCanning is finishing off his charge. He hasn't made a no Prism just yet. Both players really focusing on macro. It's like they've got no rush 10 minutes. We're going to be going Storms on the way. Lair's now done. Groove Spines on the way for the Hydras. No one committing to any proper acts of violence just yet. And let's see. We saw MCanning and Namshar in the early game. Let's see what they can do in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, Storm is not a bad option. It's going to be Roach Hydra. So the units you're going to want are going to be your Immortals, your High Templar. The Zealots are primarily going to serve as a buffer. And then the Immortals, you know, once you get up to like that 4 or 5 Immortal count, Roaches just kind of like don't matter. But the Storm is going to be really important for dealing with the Hydralist. And perhaps even more importantly is he has this Observer, by the way, on easy mode next to that lair. And he can see that there is no hive. This is very important to keep note of because this type of vision is not easy to get. His opponent just like, Namshar just not really moving Overseers around. He has one, but it's just scouting. So he doesn't really know that for MCanning at least, if there's no hive, you're not really worried about anything else other than just the Roach Hydra. Lurkers, you can get them pre-hive, I'm pretty sure, but they suck without the hive upgrades. And then, you know, like all their power is in those 2 upgrades. And same goes for, you know, there won't be Vipers, etc. But now he sees that the hive has just started. This is very important.
Yeah, MCanning could maybe use this as a window of opportunity, but it doesn't look like it. He wants to go long with this game. His 4th is down, and if a Protoss player takes a 4th base, they feel very comfortable because off of, 6 or 8 gases, you can afford everything you want. Because he +2 on the way here for both players. MCanning's ahead because he has the power of Chrono Boost. Static defense is coming down. That's the hardest point of taking a 4th base is that you need static on your 3rd and your 4th to stop these pesky Zergling run-bys. Fleet Bacon is down. It's not a mothership rush, but we still might see her before the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, the mothership still provides a lot of value in terms of being a big juicy target for your opponent. Which is why, you know, that's why all the 400 memes come from, because you do have to kill the mothership before you kill everything else. Otherwise, you know, your opponent's army is invisible and then they kill your Overseer and you die. And then, well, you couldn't shoot anything other than the mothership anyway at that point. But 8 Lurkers are being added. The hive is ready. There are the, was it Seismic Spines? Yes, Seismic Spines upgrade is coming in. That's going to be the extra 2 range for the Lurkers. Once the Lurkers get the range and the burrow upgrade, then it's, you know, it feels like the whole entire game goes on a clock for Protoss if you do not have an overwhelming air force really to overwhelm those, because once they get the lurkers situated with any reasonable amount of support, it is so hard to break a good lurker position defensively.
Yeah, my concern here for MCanning is like Namshar has taken how many drones? No one has lost a worker this game, and it's the old adage that you just cannot allow a Zerg to go completely unharassed. +1 air weapons on the way here for MCanning. He did add on a second Stargate.
Oh, no.
He's not started to produce from it. Oh, nice storm.
All the zealots are gone. Hey, there you go. Those are the lurkers for you.
And that's
he does have it's just roaches and some hydralisks on the right side though, so the Templar, the cannons, the battery, and the Immortal can defend that. But now I'm quite nervous. MCanning's army is quite paltry, to be honest, and he doesn't have the production or the income, I guess, to really push what he's trying to do. He just now starts the second carrier. Yeah. But is this just up 2 Stargates? Just 2 Stargates to build carriers. The carriers are a tipping point unit. If you're going to make this investment into them, you do usually need to get a few more. Yeah. Seems like MCanning just kind of somehow caught off guard by these lurkers, but I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do about this, to be honest. He might just be dead.
Yeah,
there's a lot of lurkers. He does not have what he needs.
Ship can come out in time. I mean, it's only halfway done, and it takes 3.5 months to come out anyway. It can be good, but I mean, this is rough because Lurker's tearing through the army right now. MCanning desperately trying to make every unit that he can, but Zealots are just like, they're just a meat shield right now, and we see that
he needs the carriers.
Oh my God, so many Lurkers now. We're looking at how many? 13, 17, although a couple now starting to fall. The carrier joined the
limited though. The anti-air is very limited now. Yeah, Void Ray is going to come in. He does have the carrier. He does have one, but that's the thing, right? It's one carrier, and actually the interceptors all died so that because it's only one carrier. 4 Hydras can deal with that, and the Void Ray is going to die. So, yeah, Lurkers still pretty good in ZVP, and
second carrier, mate.
Yeah, he's dead. All right, we're going to game number 3.
Oh yes.
Well. Just I mean, he let the Zerg. It's hard to say anything other than he just, the Zerg player went largely unharassed, just got out lurkers with a bunch of range upgrades, and then he's like, yes, I sieged 15 lurkers outside your base. There is no ground army you build that beats this. So should have gone for the carriers faster, I guess. Yeah. Or tried to really, need to really commit more to getting like a prism around the outside or something like that. But yeah, tough game. I do think we're going to go to a break before we get into game number 3 though. So we'll see you guys in a few. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get into game number 3 of this series. Pretty epic best of 3 we've had thus far between MCanning and Namshar. Grant, thoughts, expectations, feelings, fears going into map number 3?
Oh, there's no fears. MCanning actually messaged me after game 2, and I just let Nate know this, saying that he wanted to provide a game 3 for the fans. He knows the fans want more. He knows the fans want more of him, so he wants to give them maximum exposure to MCanning because he is a kind and a very, very just overlord of StarCraft. So
he's a kind god.
He's a kind god, yeah. For now, though, Nate, we're getting into it. Everdream, another very standard map. A player on the top right-hand side of Everdream, representing Psystorm Gaming, the Swede. It's Namshar.
And he was able to tie things up against this incredibly handsome gentleman in the Southwest, the blue Protoss player. He is MCanning.
What do you reckon MCanning eats for breakfast, Nate?
For breakfast?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's a real American, probably. You know, if he was like, I got to play in this tournament today, I want to have a good hearty meal before I get going. It's tough because the classic, right? You would go for like a Grand Slam type breakfast, right? Like, you know, 2 flapjacks, maybe crack an egg or 2 over it with maple syrup. Possibly a little sausage on the side, right? But it would either be that or MCanning is also very manly. Yeah. So he may go for the stereotypical, steak and eggs. Yeah, steak and eggs is what I was saying. I'm torn between the two of them. See, he uses all the sprays.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's no reason not to. The official rules do not prevent you from using sprays in game, and they do draw attention. You know, there's a lot of studies, and actually, I think one of the more interesting things is, well, think about it this way. Your brain is wired to parse the languages that you know, right? So when you see that image, you don't just see some sort of image. You are, whether you consciously realize it or not, you are reading it, either with your peripheral or you are deliberately reading it. So if you use sprays that have letters on them, then it stands to reason that you could actually detract from your opponent's ability to focus by constantly forcing them to read text in their peripheral, because it's not really an easy thing to turn off in your brain, right? Because you're gonna see that and you're gonna know what it is, but there is something that goes to it because it's not just like a picture or a doodad. Just saying, I think it's one of the 700 IQ moves that MCanning does.
You just analyze the use of sprays in this matchup with scientific paper backing. That is the most impressive thing any commentator has ever done. Twilight Council here. We're going to see some Glaive Adepts by the looks of things, but MCanning doesn't even hide it. Like, he just doesn't care. He knows whatever he does is going to be better than whatever his opponent does. Of course, we are not biased here, ever.
No.
Pneumatized Carapace coming in for Namshar. He's already seen everything, so I'm kind of surprised that he's going for this upgrade right now. I guess he wants to keep track of what's going on. But when you've scouted, is it a necessary use of 100-100?
You know, I think so. I defer to the experts. As much as I like to do my own analysis and break things down, when it comes to stuff like this, the people who win and are at the top usually know what they're doing. And to the best of my knowledge, Serral still gets Overlord speed almost every single game, or he gets it more than almost anybody else. I know Raynor does it a lot now too. I remember when Dark and Rogue started doing it more. I personally think, especially with the late game value that it gives, assuming you are not literally being proxied or like all in off of one base,
you're always going to
I like Overlord speed. I like Overlord speed. I don't play Zerg. I don't like playing Zerg. So I'm not going to I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is and tell you that I get the Overlord speed upgrade every single game. But I think that there's a weird lack of faith in the Overlords early on being worth stuff. People are always like, oh, did you lift a building to kill it? Oh, did you get Overlord speed? Those Overlords are worthless anyway. I'm like, I don't know. Are they worthless? Is there really no value to keeping your early Overlords alive and also being able to scout? I think, you don't have to min-max everything. There's a reason why the best players get Overlord speed a lot.
Yeah, now this game for MCanning, unfortunately, is not starting off exactly to plan. He wasn't going for Glaives. It was, in fact, a DT drop, but it was scouted thanks to the magic of, drumroll, Overlord speed.
Nice.
Now, this still, of course, has potential to do damage. Just as an Archon drop, it's not something that is uncommon, but Namshar is properly starting to move across the map. How many units has he got? 21 lanes, 3 queens. Okay, he hasn't started now, just starting Roach production. So he's just looking to slow down the third, yeah?
Yeah, easy grab on that probe. I mean, if you're a Zerg player and you know the Protoss is about to do anything like this, then you should also be aware that unless there's 8 gateways in their base, there's a very high chance they're going to try to take the third behind it while you're distracted. So good job getting that deny. And he actually moved the Lings away. He's going to send them back again. But getting that third, I mean, he might get a quick cancel there. He has 1 DT parked on the spot, which that is cute. I do like that. He's getting a lot of DTs. Is this the MCanning legendary 9 DT build?
What just
Not possible. It's never been done before.
The third does go down. It's going to be instantly surrounded here. Again, and MCanning going to be forced to cancel with that legendary 9 DT build. As Nate so eloquently said, is coming out. We are seeing the Spore go down in this space. Lair is done, and there is an Overseer. But there's DTs everywhere, killing queens, killing roaches. MCanning is just going to make a whole bunch of them and kill stuff. And it seems to be working out. He's doing a real good job. He's going to get another queen. There's nothing here.
God. Well, and you know, it almost doesn't even matter to some degree too, because he kills the queens. And if even without getting too much else, he has, I mean, you really don't want to lose those DTs like that last one. That was very close, but how does he deal with the prism? Is he going to waste all his money building queens all game? Like, I mean, Zergs are kind of used to building queens all game anyway, but you do expect them to, you know, survive and snowball for a million transfuses, but he killed all the queens, didn't he?
Yeah, every queen. And behind this, MCanning is going to bring the people what they want, and that is going to be disruptors, I imagine here. Robotics Bay on the way, second Robo coming out. These DTs continuing to be a nuisance. It does look like finally this is... Oh my God, he's going to get the natural.
You sick man. There you go. He kills another queen. He's going for the... we call this the Declaration of Independence build because there's no royalty allowed in this map.
Yeah. Wow.
No kings, no queens.
Is he going to get the Roach Warren? No, okay. Maybe slightly over-eager there with the Roach Warren snipe, but disruptive production has begun. And what does Namshar have? He has these very slow, soon to be sped up roaches. He has nothing else. There's 1 Ling on the field. Disruptors, especially if they go inside the prism, I'd love to see Gravitic Drive researched here for disruptor drops.
I was going to say, he also did a really good job. Our observer was just showing us the Overlord, because he has a lair, the Overlord was pooping creep to keep the Roach Warren alive. So while that hatchery was dead, it was not bleeding out. Very important.
I mean, disruptor production has begun. Behind this, MCanning has his third. He's up in workers, playing a great game of StarCraft. In terms of resources lost here, Namshar losing a fair bit more, 2.3k to just a 1.5k here of MCanning. And this is what we said last game, is that MCanning didn't find any damage at all. This time, he's already killed 8 workers. He's killed Hatch. Everything looking a little bit better. He's not allowed the Zerg player to just have free reign. And now those disco balls of death starting to roll across the field here.
If MCanning has a spirit animal, it is the Disruptor. So I am very excited to see the way he's going to take this because he's still running double Prism. And the only thing I would like to see is Prism speed, but I guess he doesn't feel like he needs it. Or at least not yet.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Nate, and I hate to do it. But MCanning doesn't have a spirit animal. Spirit animals have MCannings. So he's now moving across the field with his first Disruptors. The army of Namshar is just so weak to these Purification Novas. Meanwhile, we once again have DTs looking for a bit of damage, not going to be able to find it. But will the Purification Novas connect? First one, no.
He kind of needs to force a bit of the fight with the gateway units. Is the hard thing, right? Because you need to get your opponent to want to stand and deliver, and that's when the Disruptors get the big shots off. But
yeah,
this good zoning biles. I like this. This is where he needs. Gets a good position by the hatchery, and now the Roach Ravager is kind of forced to keep poking back in. And this is when you just dish him out. You just dish him out. You just toss another dollar, toss another dollar. He's keeping the Roach Ravager away. There's another big Stalker Warp in, and he has the Prism to do the micro as well.
Yeah, MCanning right now blinking backwards very, very excellently here. Another queen will go down. There's so many stalkers. It's 86 to 55 army supply. Yeah, that lava never did anything to hurt you, MCanning. Leave it be. No, he's going back for it. He finishes it off. And now we see the roaches and the ravagers fighting against these stalkers. Purification never comes out. It won't get the connection it needs. But there's just so many constantly forcing this dance of death here. Namshar blinking forward, looking for more damage. Can he finish off his opponent here?
He's killing the detection too, worth noting. With the overseers going down, I wouldn't even be surprised to see MCanning be like, yeah, I'm mixing a few more DTs. Why not? If you can't see them, you can't kill them. But it doesn't really matter. He just has a pretty stupidly large number of stalkers. And he does get on top of the disruptors. Are none of them going to actually get any hits? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's kind of killed everything here. But, I mean, Namshar's got more roaches coming out. He just hasn't been able to kill the stalkers that are here. So he gets the disruptors, but is that actually enough? The drones are being pulled, which I think starts to signal the beginning of the end. You do not want to have to pull your workers in this situation. There, I was waiting for him to add more DTs.
Yeah, no overseer here. There's no spore crawler here. This army going to be absolutely falling apart. And MCanning targeting down the overlords that are in the position as well. DT's shredding through this army. I'm sorry, Namshar, but it's not every day. Okay, overseer does show up. So I retract my point. Drones coming off the line. MCanning with blink micro that even passing would be jealous of. And as this game reaches its final moments, I feel like it's time for us to rejoice under the reign of our new God King, MCanning. Maybe not. Namshar doing a good job all of a sudden.
He's overextended a little bit here, that's for sure. He's built a tremendous amount of stuff back at home from what I was seeing. He's still been cranking out the disruptors, but losing the prism. This is where, you know, you got to make sure you don't go full NA. He had a really good snowball going. I think I might have accidentally willed him into building those DTs and kind of chucking them away. But if he had started his 4th Nexus, like when this whole thing started, I'd be clapping and cheering right now. But a little overextension. Hasn't thrown the game away, but Namshar has another opportunity to build up the defense he will need before the next attack. However, the fact that Namshar has not been able to advance his tech at all, I think, is the biggest problem. He got a Hydra Den, but he was not able to get really Hydras on the field. He's getting them now. He has the upgrades for the Hydras, but the big kicker is he's got to get to the hive, right? And then the lurkers. Otherwise, a gateway-based army with disruptors is going to kill Roach Hydra.
MCanning just getting a feel for where things are. He does have a force over at the 3 o'clock base as well. Looks like that is going to be pushed away here. Starting to push out. This Overlord is going to get a chance to see everything, but really, what is there to see except that you may be in a bit of trouble here, Namshar. +1 on the way for MCanning. That will even up the upgrades. It's not done yet, so he doesn't really want to take a very committed fight. Nice blink forward, catching 2 queens immediately. The transfuse coming down onto the hatchery. Purification Nova's coming out here, and this hatchery's going down, mate.
Yeah, that's a really good pick off. Ooh, he only gets 1 roach. I thought he was going to get the Ravagers with that Nova. The Prism is still sieged up in the back, so not going to be able to use that for juggling any of the units. But, he got DTs into the 4th at the same time. Okay, 10 kills on one, 0 on the other. All right, MCanning actually got a pretty sick backstab during that. Well, now I feel like Namshar is starting to get buried. His army is massive, but at the same time, I'm still just like, well, MCanning has the 4th base. He needs to get some probes over there. Overextending extremely hard with mass stalkers. I think mass stalkers really win the game here, but he's trying to open the door for Namshar to do a counterattack and win the game, which I guess could still be on the table. Whether he has overseers with his army or not will be the deciding factor there. Because I imagine MCanning might just try to yeet onto an aggressive overseer and then warp in DTs.
Now, Namshar is mining off of, at this point, probably about 1 base. His main will be almost fully saturated. Let's check. Or fully mined out. Yes, down to 14 out of 8. His natural, not fully saturated. He's trying desperately to retake this 3rd base so he can start mining efficiently. But a lot of workers go down. But now we do see, and we said it earlier, that Hail Mary from Namshar. He does have the bigger army. A lot of roaches providing some supply bloat here. And there is a good disruptor count there already. 4 and 6. About 2 more to take it up to 6. About to pop out here, Nate. Can Namshar make this happen?
Yeah, this is a trickier base to try to attack too. I don't know if I would have preferred to see him go for the 4th because there's just one. Yeah, exactly. There's one narrow choke point leading in, and you're up against a guy who's got disruptors and also is very good with them. So no opportunity to dive in there. It looks like a DT went in and sliced up 2 drones and then bounced out of that 4th. So MCanning also has a probe for some reason by the 3rd. He can see He saw the hatchery was rebuilding. Don't know why that probe was there, but it actually did a really good job scouting. So shout out to you, probe.
Some charge zealots and DT trying to find a bit of damage here. MCanning maybe needs to try and be a little bit more cost efficient at this point, but he's moving in at the north and the army isn't here. Oh my god, is he going to snipe another hatchery here, Nate? MCanning just relentless.
The disruptor's here though. Oh, he had a chance to get a really big one there, but this is where the disruptors become really, really nice because you're zoning people away from their own bases. 4 zealots whacking at that third rebuilding hatch that you were talking about. He was able to finally get a little bit of purchase over there, and it's just mostly hydras. Oh, he's not looking! Oh, air horns. Air horns on that center base. He killed half the hydralists with 1 disruptor shot. It was beautiful.
Wow. There we are, and now we see MCanning is up in supply against the Zerg player, position the Zerg never wants to be. He is adding on double Colossus production, of which there is no answer from Namshar. He is in a almost entirely, look at his army. He's got Ravage. Oh my god,
stop.
So gross.
MCanning, you monster.
I actually feel so bad for Namshar. This is so frustrating to play against. Like, you can't, everywhere he goes, DTs go somewhere else, and his army goes somewhere else. Namshar just not able to split his army successfully, and now we see MCanning falling back here to his 4th CC, bringing the Colossus into the fray. As soon as those 4 get together, I just can't see any hope now for Namshar's army. It's all light units.
With no hive tech and no spire, there's nothing he can do against the Colossi. No. There's nothing that's good. There's nothing good you can make versus Colossi on lair.
Trying to go
that isn't corruptors. So, and even then, you don't really want to be building corruptors right now.
No.
So, he's just kind of stuck. It's about the only way that I could describe this. DTs are still harassing, by the way. He's got one of the natural. A bunch of zealots are checking for the 4th position again, and he's going to move in on the 3rd.
I mean, even the Zealots here are going to be able to take great trades against all of these Hydralists. The creep being pushed back here, so Namshar's not going to be able to find any big flanks or anything like that. The Zealots just winning the fight over here as well. This is so frustrating. Another queen goes down in the army.
Oh, yeah.
For Namshar. Disgusting.
Will it blend?
With a 100 supply lead. God damn it, MCanning.
Yeah, he did.
He did him.
He did
him like that.
Yeah, this was a beautifully played series by MCanning. Absolutely disgusting. Game 1 and 3. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he tried to play game 2 with one hand to keep it close. But damn, what are you going to do about this? He's got 4 Colossi and 7 disruptors inside.
Namshar has 9 supply.